Hey, and welcome to Board with Life News for January 6th. Today I'm going to talk about Pandemic Legacy, Historio, Brass, Pearl Games, and the Kickstarter for Nemo's War. Let's get to it. Hey, I'm Chris. Welcome to Board with Life News, and welcome to 2016. We're going to have a big year at Board with Life here. We're pretty excited about it. Obviously, our show is going to finally premiere, and we've gotten a lot of questions on whether our Dungeons & Dragons podcast is going to return. It very much will. We took a kind of unexpected break because Nikki had a baby, and it was a little bit earlier than we expected, so we didn't have a chance to record as many episodes as we wanted. That will return with us finishing our Ravenloft campaign in a couple of episodes, and then back into our classic Adventures in the New World campaign. We're really excited about that. Donald and I released a top 10 list of 2015 of our top 10 favorite games a couple days ago. You should definitely go check that out if you're at all interested to hear what our opinions are of the games that came out this year. It was a really good year for games, and it was really tough to cut it down to 10. I had like 20, 25 that I figured were going to be in my top 10, but actually only obviously 10 of them wound up there. Okay, on to board game news. So Pandemic Legacy, to start out the new year, took the #1 spot on Board Game Geek. This is a pretty big deal. There have really only been 4 games that have ever held the #1 spot for any extended period of time, and those were Tigris and Euphrates, Puerto Rico, Agricola, and Twilight Struggle, and Twilight Struggle has had it for over 4 years. So the fact that Pandemic Legacy took over the spot and how incredibly quickly, in only a couple months, it took the spot is pretty incredible. I haven't gotten a chance to play Pandemic Legacy, but I imagine it's a great game because it's the #1 spot on BGG, and how could that be wrong? Of course. But interesting stuff. Congratulations to Matt Leacock and Rob Daviau and Z-Man Games for that, because it's pretty crazy. The new game Historio is coming out from Bombix. This is designed by Bruno Cathala and Christian Martinez. It's a family game, and basically you're an acting troupe that is also animals, and you're trying to please the king with your performance and whatnot, while also pulling off dirty tricks to kind of sabotage the other acting troupes. So it's going to come out in the second quarter of 2016. I don't know what sort of mechanics it's going to have or anything like that. It's got really nice artwork and looks pretty good. Last year, I talked a little bit about a dispute between Eagle Gryphon Games and Martin Wallace over who had the rights to Martin Wallace's game Brass. Eagle Gryphon Game was trying to publish a reprint. Martin Wallace said that they didn't have the rights to publish that, and blah, 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 blah. Well, that has been settled, and now Martin Wallace has all the rights to Brass back. With that, Roxley Games is going to be producing a new version of Brass that includes the original board, a 2-player map, and a new map that they say will have new features and mechanics. So that's pretty exciting. Brass is an incredibly good game. It's one of Donald's favorite games. Don't let that hold you against it. Don't hold that against the game. Whatever, however you say that thing. Good jokes, Chris. Killing it. Anyways, Brass is a really classic game. It's really good. I wouldn't mind seeing some updated artwork, even though I don't hate the artwork as much as a lot of people. It certainly could use a facelift, and that wouldn't hurt anybody. So keep an eye out for that in 2016. Pearl Games had a couple of announcements. They first announced that they're going to reprint Trois. This game originally came out in 2010. Trois is a very interesting game. It's a dice placement game that is pretty unlike any other dice placement game. More than any other game, I don't know if I like it or not. It's weird that I can't figure out if I like it or not. And whether or not I like it, I think about the game more than almost any other game I've played. So happy to see a reprint of that because it's, if nothing else, incredibly interesting. They also said that if that reprint does well, they will reprint Ladies of Trois, which was the expansion to it. They also announced that they're going to be releasing the first expansion for Deos that came out in 2014. Deos is pretty good, so I'm glad it's getting an expansion because it'll add to it. It has really nice tiles that have circles on them, and I like that a lot. So good job, Deus. For Kickstarter news, Nemo's War 2nd Edition is currently up, getting kickstarted. This is a very popular solo game, but kind of based off 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne. They have redone the artwork, and it is really nice artwork. The cover is great. I really, really like it. The cards and everything look old and kind of fit with the theme, but also don't look old in a bad way. So good job there. They've added some narrative-rich gameplay where there's like an epilogue that you read after each one of your solo adventures, which is pretty cool that there's a little bit of kind of role-playing feel to it and narrative feel. It is $56 right now on Kickstarter, so if that seems like something that you're interested in, you should definitely go back that, because it's one of the most popular solo games. So if you're looking to get into that, this is a good place to start. All right, that's the news for this week. Thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure you like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube. I say that every news thing because I want you to do it every time. You should also check out our top 10 games video from the other day because we did it, and if you don't check it out, we'll stop doing stuff like that because why would we do it otherwise? But so this week's question comes from Michael DHM via Twitter, and they ask, any 2016 releases already on your radar? And the answer is yes, actually quite a few. I picked a couple to talk about. The first is Brazil. It's by the designers of Madeira and last year's Nippon and Panamax. And it is an area-controlled deck-building game. I am a fan of their work. I liked Nippon a lot. I thought that it was lighter than some of their earlier stuff, but still had a lot of depth. So I am looking forward to their next game, especially if it's an area-controlled deck-building game. The second is Covert. This is a dice placement game set in the Cold War where you're playing spies. Basically, this seems like a fun theme, and I love dice placement, so that's why it's on there. Third is probably my most anticipated game that has been officially announced, and that is This War of Mine, which is based off the video game. The big thing about this game, if they pull it off, it's going to change the game industry, and board games a lot of them will adapt to this. And the big thing is that there is no need to read the manual before you play. You just set up the board, and then it teaches you the game as you go. Much like a video game, kind of you learn what you can and can't do and how to do things as you're going. If this works, which it very well may not work, it's a big challenge, that would be incredible. There's a couple of games that do it really well. A lot of Vlaada Chvátil's games will have kind of like a lighter version of the game that you play through once and then you add on, which I really like. But if this literally you set it up and then you start, it seems impossible. But if they can pull that off, that's going to be huge. So I'm very interested to see that. And then, of course, Stefan Feld has been working on a couple games, Delphi and Castles of Burgundy dice game and card game. Those haven't been officially announced for 2016 yet, but if those get announced for 2016, those will skyrocket to the top of my list because I love Feld. And I love Castles of Burgundy. So that is the news for this week. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.